Today I want to talk about Dr. Beck book, Body Electric, or Electric Body. Okay, some years ago I searched what kind of documentation I can find about Dr. Beck activity, and I discovered a book. I did not know exactly what I will find. So the book is Body Electric, or Electric Body. So in one of my videos, before to register this video, I describe a bit about Dr. Beck activity. He was a doctor in a let's say non-official area somehow through his activity, because he was involved in making research in areas that official science could not advance, let's say, because some particular cases of people who had injuries in extremely acute cases, it was necessary to use non-orthodox, non-officially methods with some risks, but the results they were very beneficial. So it was created through these events, a very interesting starting point for next researches in the medical area. So I find out this book, Electric Body, and then I read it, almost all the pages. Then I left the book aside, and I was preoccupied about different things. They are normally in our life. And then I remember some days ago a specific chapter who came like an impulse in my mind, and I start to search my electronic books. Where is the Body Electric of Dr. Beck? And then I read a very interesting chapter. I want to talk about this chapter in some moments. But one more time, Dr. Beck, he was very active in between 1970, 1990, 2000, I don't know exactly, I don't remember exactly when he died. But anyhow, he did researches in medical area. He created some devices, electrical devices. He used electricity in some researches and create devices which they gave so good results, and for the moment they are not recognized officially in the science, in the market or in the medical area, but they can be very useful in some extremely cases. So what about this chapter where I start to talk about? It is a small chapter in this book. It is a case of an ex-Vietnam soldier from the United States who survived to the war, but like in life, he came in the United States and he had a car accident. Both his legs were injured, and one leg was healed in time, the other one was very acute, very problematical to be healed, and officially the doctors, they said it's impossible, we need to cut your leg under the knee. And of course he was shocked, and he desperately said to Mr. Beck, who was in another section, not directly involved with this man. He said, I know you did some researches with electricity, you experiment on animals or other cases, and it gave good results. Please, Mr. Beck, help me, apply your researches on me. I take the risks. So Mr. Beck said, yes, if you agree this, we will do it. So before to this case, Mr. Beck did many experiments on animals in replacing or rebuilding the bones of the animals, broken bones of the animals, using electricity. Small amount of potentials and small amount of currents, of course. Because small amount of electricity is not damaging the body. If it's over limits, can damage the body. But in small limits, small quantity of electricity can balance the local charge of electricity of the body. Every side of the body, it has a charge of electricity that is necessary to energize and to sustain the activity in the body. The message of the book is electric body. That means that all the body is like a machine, very sophisticated, with such many impulses, electrical impulses, and even the nervous system is built in transmitting electrical impulses in a very low quantities of electricity. That means it's very acute, it's very necessary for the body to be balanced electrically, specifically in every part of the body. It's like a map. We can say this is the power plant, the stomach, or this is the line, this is the consumer. Okay, we know, for example, the heart is beating, let's say 1 time per second, but it's stimulated electrically. And we know that there are people with problems in having regularly natural pulse, natural electrical impulse, so can be stimulated from outside artificially, and we have these devices which regulate the heart. So, coming back to Dr. Beck, he started to apply 2 electrodes on the feet of the man, and some months later, through this small amount of electricity, all the broken bones, pieces, apparently chaotically, they came in order. The bone was rebuilt through the electrical effect, and then in the final stage, the last bacteria and other aggressive bioorganism who hindered previously preliminary doctors' interventions, who stopped officially methods to be active because it was impossible to come close to the bone through the muscles. So the doctors preliminary they renounced to apply the official methods, but Dr. Beck applied electricity, and the body was able to survive even under the microbes and bacteria attacks and eventually viruses. And then in the final stage, after the bone was rebuilt, changing the electricity polarity, because he used DC in a low quantities, he changed the polarity, and he target in this opposite sense the microorganisms who aggress the local place, and they died, they were annihilated. And then finally the man who could walk normally, the bone was in order, rebuilt it through electrical methods, and he became normal and very satisfied that the method of Mr. Beck, Dr. Beck, was very efficient. And this was a very successful, let's say, experiment, risky in one way, but lucky in another way. So all the science can apply, can learn from this experiment. I don't know, there are so many doctors or researchers who came to these methods, but anyhow, it's good to know that electricity, it has a very important place in the body. So, I recommend you to study Mr. Beck, Dr. Beck's books, or so-called Bob Beck protocol, which you can find it in internet. So, also to understand how the devices created and invented by Dr. Beck, they work. I applied an electrical impulser who send impulses on the arterial traffic. The target of the device is to, through the impulses, electrical impulses, to expose microorganisms like bacteria or viruses to electricity and them to collapse, and through the lymphatic system to be eliminated. So I did in Swedish undersökning, in English analysis, and they find me, the doctors, they find me candida. You know what is candida? It is in a body who has high acidity, and is the risk for many sicknesses including cancer. I applied 3 months the methods of Dr. Beck through this impulse device, which I created through the papers described by Dr. Beck. So after 3 months I stopped the so-called electrical treatment, and then I came back to my country, Romania. I did the analysis again, and they find out that the level of candida, it was decreased, so it came better and better. So I am very satisfied that following the researches and results of such a people, stubborn and well intended like Dr. Beck, I could cure somehow myself a problem which could be, of course, could be solved in another way, but for me it was a very good reason to have a high moral after this let's say experiment, and to looking forward for other experiments. Okay, now I want to stop this video, and I want to thank you. You listen me, and we can meet in another video. Thank you. Bye.